and is just 2. I don't know.
Progressive commercials next year,
Scott. Yeah, that's probably about it. That's where his national exposure is off the Progressive commercials. But since Progressive doesn't pay Jake Ronholt, Louis Adiowace, and Scott Morgenroth any money, we're not progressing anymore with Progressive. Okay, with that said. Okay.
Agreed on that.
All right, so let's go on to the college football bowl season. You say it's out of control. I'll let you go ahead and sound off about it, and I'll tell you what my perception is. And, Louis, you'll get your 2 cents as well. Go ahead, Jake.
Look, I understand. I mean, we're in the state of Florida, and, the likes of Florida Atlantic were in it this year, and the University of Florida is in it, and that's good and all. But the fact is right now, we have come to a point where we're on bowl overload. Honestly, the only bowl games that I watched were the ones that I was assigned to, which is watching University of Alabama, Birmingham, and watching Florida Atlantic because those were the 2 bowl games I had to focus on. Otherwise, I don't care what Buffalo and Charlotte are doing. I don't care about the Gasparilla Bowl with the University of Central Florida. I don't care about these. There are over 40 bowl games this year. Think about that. 40 bowl games. So we're saying right now to college football, okay, guys, listen, you don't have to win more than just 6 games. If you go 500, no. You don't have to take the rest of the year off. We're going to send you all expenses paid trip for mediocrity. And I understand these are kids. I understand that they're trying to get an education. But let me tell you something, all right? I understand that the likes of ESPN, a top-ranked conglomerate of sports broadcasting, has put all this money into these bowl games. But the only ones that are getting rich off this are the coaches. And that is it. The players are getting nothing for this to play 6-6 football. It comes to that point where you're sitting there going, this is not worth my time. And I know that we have a game right now with Pittsburgh and Eastern Michigan, but look at the records: 7-5 versus 6-6. Tomorrow, we finally can actually sit back and go, hey, we actually got a good slate of games here. We got Iowa versus USC, but this took almost nearly 11 days before anybody was going to sit down and watch one of these bowl games. I don't care about the Quick Lane Bowl. I don't care about the Bahamas Bowl. I don't care about the Boca Raton Bowl or any of these nonsense. It comes to this point where I'm excited now for tomorrow through now because on the 28th, college football did a very smart thing. They got the Peach Bowl and the Fiesta Bowl as the 2 college football playoff games. That gets you excited for the Citrus Bowl, for the Gator Bowl, for the Outback Bowl. These are bowl games right here that are the ones that were here since the beginning. We used to have only 20 bowl games. We have gone up 50%, up to 40. Are you kidding me? A 50% increase in this? Nobody's going to sit here unless you're getting paid as a commentator or as a sideline reporter and you're trying to make something look good on a demo reel or an air check at this point. Otherwise, nobody's going to sit here and watch these games. Because the point of these games, too, how did number 19 Boise State lose to a 6-6 Washington team? They're ranked in the top 25 the majority of the year. They get blasted out of the gate 38-7. Nobody wants to sit and watch that stuff. We want good, close football games. We want to have a star. I mean, that's what I look at. I want to see, okay, what player can I see play in the NFL? What can I see happen at this point? Could I see a future for any of these football players? The answer is no, because I can't really look into that until at least the draft. So anybody looking out there going, yeah, I saw him in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. There's only one player I actually gave a damn about a couple years ago. That was Josh Allen, the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. Right. Had a great performance. I didn't know who his offensive line was. I didn't know who his defensive line was. I didn't care. The only reason I wanted to watch him was because he was this unsung hero of Wyoming, and I wanted to see if Josh Allen was a future. And that's the problem. Because now we get to see Iowa versus USC. Iowa has the top-ranked defense, and they're going to show something. USC has this quarterback carousel, and even though they have Clay Helton, not a smart move, but they still have talent on that side of the ball. So it could be exciting to watch. But don't tell me at this point, oh, we're doing it for the kids. No, you're not. You are paying a bunch of teams that are getting 7-5 and below records, and you're just trying to continue to build up that kitty that they have in all of their colleges at that point. I am so sick and tired of bull season. I wish it would just start tomorrow because finally we have a game to watch.
All right. Boy, you said a mouthful. Now I'll say a mouthful, okay?
Bring it on, Scott.
All right, you got it, Jake. First of all, you better care about the Boca Raton Bowl because it's Florida Atlantic, and we talk about them on this network, okay?
And I watched it.
Okay, I didn't. I wasn't able to pick up my satellite radio on the road due to the mountains, so the iPad Pro came into play, and my wife Candy was giving me the updates, okay? That's item number one. Yeah, there are too many. There's no question about it, okay? But being an NFL guy like I am, and I mean an NFL guy, the ones that really do benefit by these are the pro scouts, and they have a chance to see them play all these games. I see a meaning for them. I will give you that. That's what I've always believed, that having a lot of bowl games is an extra 60 minutes to get a kid on film. And film in the NFL amongst scouts, coaches, etc., is invaluable. Mm-hmm. It really is. Even some of these guys that decide to not even participate in the games, you know, two things can happen. One, the other guys that don't participate are going to their workouts preparing for the combine and the Senior Bowl and whatnot, okay? But it's another opportunity for other kids to be able to audition for jobs going into the following campaign. So I do see more playing time as a benefit. But yeah, there's no question that a 6-6 team, and you know what? It gets even worse. I've seen some 5-7 teams get in because they didn't have enough. Well, I know. I'm just telling you. I've seen it. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And to make matters worse, I believe the Miami Hurricanes lost 14-0 in the Independence Bowl. I'd have to check me up. So that kind of validates what you're talking about.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah, but the point is I do see a degree of a need for them because NFL scouts certainly like to get kids on game film, not only in and out of their conference, but a non-conference matchup. And it also creates some intriguing rivalries outside of the conference that you ordinarily wouldn't see due to scheduling. I mean, think about the scheduling. Yes, Boise State and Washington may not have been considered a marquee game, but you've got storylines. Chris Peterson against his old team. What about when Bobby Bowden, Florida State, against West Virginia, a team that he coached? Okay, that's a storyline. And us guys in the media, Jake, okay, look for storylines. That makes us look smarter and better, so when you try to sell your resume tape to the next big market, you've talked about something very credible. You follow where I'm coming from? So the reality is 42 much? Yeah, no doubt about it. Is ESPN, all the time with all their 9 zillion networks that carry them? True, give you that. But I'll look at it from a pro perspective that another 60 minutes, can only help these youngsters get exposure and potentially launch an NFL career, whether they're rounds 5 through 7 or undrafted free agents that get that extra bit of game film on the tape. That's where I see the meaning.
But they also have these shrine games. They have these all-star games at the end of the year, where Phil Savage, who used to be a general manager for the Cleveland Browns, has been doing for a very long time. And it's a great place where pro scouts can really understand, why these guys are the cream of the crop, why these players are going to be at the combine, working their tails off to getting to that. Why would I want to sit here and be like, I'm on a 7-5 team against a 6-6, and I need to be playing my heart out for this? I mean, yes, it's nice to have the hotel, the hotel accommodations and the nice weather, except unless you're at the Quick Lane Bowl. I mean, you're in Detroit, so...
don't mention my hometown in vain. We get enough bad publicity anyways. We don't need guys like you insulting my hometown. That's okay. Go ahead and do it. I don't care.
I was trolling you.
I know you are. That's okay.
I just took a quick look here. I mean, the Quick Lane Bowl right now is tied at 27 right now. But I don't care because these two teams don't matter to me. And that's the thing. If this was Michigan and Auburn, for example, I'd be watching right now. If this was Wisconsin, Oregon, I'd be watching. If this was Clemson, Ohio State, I'd be watching right now. But these teams just don't matter. And that's why they have those shrine games. That's why they have those all-star games. And that's why they have the combine. They don't need one of these games. Because even though Jacob Eason had a terrific game against Boise State and declared himself for the NFL draft, outside of that, it's just Josh Allen again with the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Because after he had that great performance, He declared for the NFL draft. Well, outside of Jacob Eason, name me another player out there right now that you feel like can get into the NFL in that way.
Well, that's okay. TBD. All right, let's go over a couple more things. We'll wait another 5 minutes or so to go in the broadcast.
All
Okay.
right.
What's your prediction of the Michigan-Alabama game?
Well, as I mentioned before here, by the way, the Auburn-Michigan thing, that was an example. Okay, so, I mean, Alabama-Michigan, I got to go with Alabama. I understand that Michigan has a good defense, but they start slow. They don't have a strong running game, and they don't have the quarterback to prove it. I know everybody wanted to, throw verbal bouquets at Shea Patterson, but the Shea Patterson I saw was against Ohio State. And once again, I look at this guy like Wilson Sprite, right? Alabama has a great golden opportunity to prove that SEC football is the most dominant in college football, and I believe that they're going to do it again. They got a great running back tandem, good receivers, and I think Mac Jones is going to have a lot of fun against Michigan. Because let's be honest, Nick Saban, lots of titles. Jim Harbaugh doesn't have anything.
All right, so let's talk about this. I'll extend you another 10 or 15 minutes, okay, because you're on to something pretty interesting. When we talk about the Michigan-Alabama game, Nick Saban is accustomed to playing in these playoff games, okay? Yep. He is. Do you think that this Citrus Bowl game against Michigan sets him up for a letdown football game, knowing full well that he is used to being in the college football playoff? I think that if there's ever a situation where he's ripe to be upset, this is definitely one.
It does have the ability to be an upset, yes. I can never count out Michigan and say, this is going to be a blowout, this is going to be one of the worst games. But Alabama, one thing we know about Nick Saban is that he always has them ready to play. Always. Even though they got blown out against Clemson in the last one. I understand that. But you got to understand here that Nick Saban always has these guys buttoned up, ready to go. It doesn't matter if they're freshmen, sophomores, juniors, or seniors. They are going to be ready. And Michigan, like I said, they start out slow. Their defense has been okay at best. But when you're playing against some of the top teams in the country and you get blasted by teams like Ohio State and Wisconsin throughout the season, that's a problem. Because what did Ohio State and Wisconsin do best in this Michigan defense? Run the ball.
Right.
And what does Alabama have? Damian Harris. And they're going to be able to use those swing passes and take advantage of those yards after the catch with their running game, with their short passing game with Mac Jones and keep that pressure off him. Wolverines are an okay front seven, but they're nothing to write home about.
All right, well, then let's talk about Tua. Obviously not playing in this football game, and I think he's definitely going pro. But, with him not being there, Michigan obviously has to deal with a backup quarterback, and Shea Patterson's playing for an opportunity to get on an NFL roster. So when you look at the quarterback situation, it's a very intriguing matchup.
Look, I know that everybody wants to, talk about how Tua is, injury prone. What's his impact going to be on there? But let's be honest, okay? We understand he has 3 injuries throughout his career. But he is one of the most resilient quarterbacks in college football the last couple of years. It doesn't matter what the injury is. It doesn't matter how many weeks he's out. His work ethic is unbelievable. I mean, he went right away into surgery, knew that he had to nip this in the bud, and has been successful since. It came also to this point that he is a team-first guy because he was on the first plane to Orlando with the Crimson Tide to prepare for the Citrus Bowl of all things. Even though he knows he probably won't be playing, he's going to be there. If you see a camera shot of him on the bench rooting on this Crimson Tide, that is going to make him look good because once he becomes healthy, he's going to be one of those sleeper picks for those NFL teams that are desperate for a quarterback. So after Joe Burrow is drafted, someone's going to take that chance. Someone's going to pull that trigger and say, I want Tua Tagovailoa on my team because he's a leader. He gets things done. He moves the chains. He's good with the playbook, and that's what you want in a quarterback like that.
All right, let's go over some other matchups here. Okay, you predict Alabama will beat Michigan. Let's talk about Wisconsin, Oregon. What do you got over there out in Pasadena?
So this is interesting to me. The crazy thing about Oregon's offense is they're up-tempo. They're fast-paced. They're 2-minute drill kind of guys. And that's the same with their defense.